We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Doesn't believe it, but I do. After today's trade, the Dallas Cowboys are going to go 17-0 after this trade that Jerry Jones is taking over the day with. Funny, he did this on Paige Becker's media day today. He said to himself, "Hold my beer. I will not be upstage today." Paige Becker's is getting introduced on media day. Well, watch this, Paige. I got you.
Who cares? Listen, on the day where it was media day for the Dallas Wings, the number 1 draft pick, Paige Beckers, on a day where the Dallas Stars are going to their big second-round matchup against the Winnipeg Jets, on a day where who cares about the Mavericks? On a day where the Rangers I'm
talking about the day where the Mavericks went on firing spree today.
Yeah, well, firing spree today. Jerry said, "Watch this." Early in the mornings before day.
I've been up since 5 o'clock working on this information.
The Mavericks made a trade. The Mavericks.
You see, I'm still at the start right now.
Made a deal to acquire George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Cowboys will be sending a next year's 3rd-round pick and a pick swap, a 5th rounder in 2027. The Cowboys will receive a pick swap from the Steelers, a 6th rounder in 2027. The Cowboys getting the very uber talented freak athlete, but some people may say maybe malcontent receiver in George Pickens.
Some people. A lot of people upset about this trade.
So, George Pickens is now a Cowboy receiver, and what that tells me, Walt, is that the Cowboys felt really, really, really good about their draft, making this pick. They felt really good than I thought they may have. The Cowboys getting a 24-year-old on the last year of his deal. Well, a lot to prove. Reading a comment from your guy on his DLS report, Clarence Hill. Quote: Pickens is not looking to do a deal right now upon his arrival, and he wants to show that he's a top guy this year before turning his attention to contract talk. So Pickens has squashed all that. He's not looking for a deal. At this point, he wants to prove it on the field. I don't blame him. That's where the money is. But I do think he's franchise tag available. I think he will be franchise tag, like Bobby Bell said.
Oh, believe me, he will be franchise tagged.
The Cowboys are not going to give him a multi-year. He's going to get tagged next year. And he may
Well,
get
he
tagged.
could, I mean, well, hold on. That's not necessarily true. He makes his own destiny. I mean, if he can come in here and conduct himself accordingly,
Well,
he could possibly see a deal, but he just needs to conduct himself accordingly.
Well, yeah, that's good in Fruity Pebbles, but I'm thinking how the Jones think. They listen, the Cowboys. I just put it on my what's called, but the Cowboys next year have Micah Parsons up for contract.
Okay.
They have Deron Bland up for contract.
Okay.
And they have Jake Ferguson.
Oh, that money won't cost anything.
Hey, and George Pickens. Now, 3 of the 4 guys are going to command big money. Now, you can tag one of them, and I'm thinking the guy that's probably going to get tagged is George Pickens. So
no, because how old is George Pickens?
George Pickens is 24, sir.
24. How old is CeeDee Lamb?
CeeDee Lamb is 25.
Okay. So what we will have here is George Pickens is going to get paid, but he's probably not going to get paid as much as he might. Well, depending on it's all up to his performance.
Hold on.
It's all up to George.
If he balls, this is the reason why I talk about the tag. If he balls out, if he catches, let's say for instance, 85 balls for 1,100 yards, he's getting paid somewhere. Now you hope
they're gonna get paid here. You're gonna get paid right here in Dallas.
Now this is why I'm talking about the tag. Now this is what Bobby Belt was talking about.
Nothing but dogs on my team. DC4L.
I just hope the dogs don't eat up the head coach on the way here. But hey, listen, this is what I was talking about. Which would you rather do? Would you rather do maybe 5 for 130, or would you rather do 2?
Look, we don't need to get his Jerry Joe. We don't need to get his specific numbers right now.
2 for 32. I do.
No, we don't need to get specific numbers. We don't even need to start getting specific
because he's getting paid $3.5 million right now.
Yeah, no, we don't need to do that. We don't need to get specific numbers.
Now you do hold on. Now if you do the tag, that's 28 and a half, about 28.6. That pretty much will put you these next 2 years around $32.5 million. That's a good deal. I think Jared's gonna do that. I think Jared's gonna do that. I think Jared.
Yeah, well, we don't need to get specific right now.
No. Jared's not gonna do it. I know Steven's gonna do it. I know.
We'll remember that time when he slapped Jerry Jones' hand when he was trying to draft Johnny Manziel?
Yeah,
Jerry's gonna be slapping his hand saying, "Yeah, we're not doing that."
When he see that 5 for 130, Steve's gonna say, "Hold on, we can't do it. We'll get this tag."
Yeah, now he gonna say, "No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that." So,
okay, Walt, you the same person that said
George Pickens makes his own contract right now. He's got to come in. He's on a proven deal right now. He's got to come in here and show the world and show everybody he's not what he says he is.
He's on a proven deal for this tag. He go get so that's what tags are good for. You tag him, man. You tag him. Hey, listen. But listen. On another note, listen. I love the deal. You get people be calling George Pickens a number 2. He's not a number 2 receiver. He's a number 1 receiver.
Well, right now he's a number 2 because he's behind CeeDee Lamb.
Well, I'm not. He's a number 2, but I consider him CeeDee at 1A, number 1B. But he's got number 1 skills. I mean, this guy. I think I'm gonna agree with what Bobby Belt talked about today. You basically traded for CeeDee Lamb. If you look at their measurables, they're the same player. CeeDee Lamb 6'2", 200 pounds. George Pickens 6'3", 200 pounds. CeeDee Lamb's arm length is 32 and 1/4. George Pickens' arm length is 32 and 3/8. CeeDee Lamb, when he during the combine, ran a 4.5. George Pickens run a 4.47. Verticals basically the same, 34.5. And on wingspan, CeeDee Lamb has a 76 5/8 inch wingspan. George Pickens has a 77 3/8 inch wingspan. Basically the same guy. Now, what this does is now CeeDee Lamb can operate clearly in the slot. He can where he loves to do his damage. CeeDee Lamb is really not he can do it, but he's not really elite at running the X, or the Z. Now you can put George Pickens out on the outside on the measurables at the X or the Z spot. Put him on corners, and he can do his damage. He's a big time. He's got a large catch radius. Walt. This guy, I haven't seen a catch rate. Listen, I haven't seen the Cowboys have a player like this as Dez Bryant. He's not as muscular as Dez Bryant, but his physical traits mimic Dez Bryant. Large catch radius. He's a freak athlete. Little thinner than Dez, but like I said, the measurables, the athleticism is basically the same type of player Dez was. And he's a big time walk. He's a big time red zone threat. What did we talk about last season with the Cowboys? The last 2 years with the Cowboys, how their red zone was really the undoing in the offensive drives. Well, not with this player right here. Listen, those fade balls, those 50-50 balls, slant passes, all that. This guy, when it's up in the air, it's his ball. That's his man, his mentality. He goes and gets it. Just a big time acquisition by the Cowboys, and it's well needed.
Well, you've been talking about that, but you know what I've been begging for years with this Cowboy team. I want big plays. I want plays down the field, and I feel like we're gonna get it with this guy. I want bombs. I want 12-gauge shot to launch this thing. Big plays down the field. That's all I've been asking for years.
Who is that? Who
12-gauge shotty.
Who is that?
Brian Schottenheimer.
Will you tell the public who actually you were talking about right now?
That's Brian Schottenheimer, coach.
Okay, I saw you put that on the group chat. I just shook my head. You got a name for everybody, right? You got a name for everybody. But yeah,
12-gauge shotty.
Brian Schottenheimer.
12 gauge.
We'll see. Does the culture? Can the culture
coming out?
This?
I think he got that nickname because he's coming out blasting.
Okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, the player doesn't blast him if he doesn't get the ball a whole bunch of time. But this is the reason why they're this is a big get for the Cowboys. The last 2 years.
Wait, can I ask, are you happy about this trade? Because a lot of people, I know you're a guy who you usually like to go with the wind or whatever, or you try to fit in with what's going on, the trends or whatever. So I'm trying to figure out, do you like this trade? Or are you like everybody else on?
Awesome fur broadcaster, man. I'm trying to go. Listen, I just
well, that's not true.
Oh man, what you sitting on the show? Call me a liar.
Well, I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you have a tendency to blur the lines a little bit, just go. Whatever. You're a little bit of a fan pleaser.
Tell me in the 4 or 5 years we did the show again. Tell me when I've been speaking lies.
Well, let's not just speak lies.
Players or whatever.
I feel like you've forgotten that. Sometimes you kind of blend in with the crowd. You go with what the people want, how they feel, whatever. You're a man of the people.
I'm gonna consider myself a people person, man.
Well, it's real documented that you are. On certain topics.
You really can't let that go, can you? But, I mean, damn, it's been months. You still can't let that go. Anyway,
lean with the people.
Okay. All right.
He's running for president or not.
All right. This is why I think, Walt, you're gonna like this. The Cowboys have really struggled the last 2 years as far as production. CeeDee Lamb, the last two years as far as receiving yards, guys. CeeDee Lamb has had 2,943 yards. Brandon Cooks has only had 916 yards over the last 2 seasons. That's a difference of 2,027 yards. That's the largest difference between the top 2 receivers in the NFL over the last 2 years. You're not gonna get that over there. You're not gonna get that that discrepancy between 1 and 2 this time around. You have now a guy on the other side who's going to command. Well, he's not gonna command anything, but he's gonna get his opportunities one-on-one. When they want to double CD, he's gonna get his opportunities to punish whoever's on the other side And if he's punishing guys on the other side, then you got a chance for CD to do the opposite. And then Fergie can get back to 2 years ago when he was a top 5 tight end, not last year when he was injury prone and not interested. He's got a chance to eat over the middle. This listen, but this all spells good news for Dak Prescott. This is all about Dak Prescott. We talked about it. He needs weapons. He's got two big time weapons. I talked about it, Walt. I love the running back room. Some people don't. I love the running back room.
Some people want us to go get Nick Chubb.
I'm not interested in a guy who's a 30-year-old running back off two major knee surgeries. I'm not interested in that. Cowboys running back room is okay. They got everything you can want. They got a one-cut guy. They got a pass receiving guy. They got a young guy, fast guy, and they got a power guy. They got everything you can want out of running back. They just got to find opportunities for them. But like I said, they got 3 first-round picks in the offensive line. Young offensive line. Hopefully they can come around. I just like the way this offense looks now. He balances. Carl Pickens balances everything out with this football team. And like you said before, he's got an opportunity to have big plays. And we just talked about this. Well, I think during the last broadcast, one of the Cowboys always they've been as Achilles' heels. These 12 play drives, they end up eating in field goals because they're getting penalties or turnovers. You got to find a way to get big plays. We talked about them getting adding Blue with Turpin. Now they got Pickens. Now they got another guy who can take the top off of defense. You need these home run hitters because now you're not gonna have to every possession you got to go 12 plays and 80 yards. Now it can be just 5 plays for 70 yards. You instead of just 12 plays, it's just 5 plays because you're hitting the head on the goalpost. It does nothing but help your offense. It's going to help Dak Prescott. Like we say, he needs weapons. He's not a quarterback who can make receivers look great just off his greatness. He's got to have stuff around him. That's not a dig. That's just the way it is. We did know Dak Prescott in his best year 2 years ago, he was second MVP voting. So coming off that injury,
Chicken says he don't want Chubb either. Not with those two bad knees.
Listen, Brian, the guy's come off 2 catastrophic knee injuries in the past 4 years. I don't want nothing to do. If you want to go after a wide receiver, a running back, go after Breece Hall from the Jets. If you want to do it, but I think the running back room is fine. I think you just need opportunities. But I like the offense. Now, only thing it is right now, while it just guys got to get familiar. That's mini camps, and we'll see how it goes. But I like what I'm seeing, Walt. I think the Cowboys got an opportunity to win 10 to 11 games this season. I know the schedule's going to be tough. We're going to talk. I'm going to talk about that.
That comes out next Wednesday.
But I'm gonna talk. Well, I can talk about it right now. The schedule's gonna be tough, guys. It's gonna be tough because the Cowboys this year, the schedule this year, they have the 5th hardest schedule in the NFL based on opponents. In the 2024 season, the win percentage was 557. 10 games.
Not to worry, we got George Pickens now, so we good.
Okay, well, 10 games will be versus playoff teams from last season. That's tied for 3rd most in the NFL. And also,
how we get the 5th tightest record? And we sucked last year.
How
does that happen? I thought that only happens when you get the when you play good team, when you win good games.
I'm just reading you off according to ESPN.
Who booked this crap?
ESPN. And also they played it because they played the NFC North and the AFC West. Remember, they got a home game against the Chiefs, and they got a road game against the Lions. They also got the Cardinals, Jets, and Panthers. Now I got a theory on this, Walt. I think the Cowboys are going to start the season in Philadelphia on that Thursday night. I also think that home game against the Chiefs is going to be on Thanksgiving. It's going to be on Thanksgiving.
A lot of people feel that way.
And I also think that road game against the Giants is going to be a Monday night football game.
This guy here.
So,
this guy here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we do real sports here, man. We do real sports here.
That's a shot at the Dallas Wings.
Oh, okay.
That's a shot at the Dallas Wings.
Okay. All right,
I didn't know my mother raised a sexist.
Wow, Glenn, really, Glenn, really,
Yeah.
Glenn. Well, hey, let's tell you something. That women's basketball team a hell of a lot better future than the men's is right now. Who's on a firing spree right now?
Boy.
So
clean the house over there, ain't they?
so I guess that what happened when you missed the playoffs so devastatingly. But yeah, I think that road game against Detroit, I think that's gonna be a Monday night football game. I pretty much think that's what's gonna happen. I think that first game of the season is gonna be against the Cowboys, that Thursday night game in Philly. And I think that Thanksgiving game is against Chiefs, and I think a Monday night game against the Lions is gonna be in Detroit. It's gonna be a Monday night game. I think it's gonna be early in the season also.
The Chiefs needs to be a 7:00 game.
I think that Chiefs gonna be a Thanksgiving game. I'm pretty much banking on it. I'm pretty much guaranteeing that Kansas City Chiefs game. It makes too much sense. Patrick Mahomes never played on Thanksgiving. He's never played on Thanksgiving.
There's that. Okay, there is that. But you know, they usually give us a division game on Thanksgiving.
No. They did that last year. They did that the year before. It did. Yeah, I'm saying they're gonna switch it up and put an AFC game on this time. I think like I said,
get ready for the Cowboys. Get ready for the Cowboys and the Commanders on
they did it last year. Walt. They did it last year.
Well, get ready for it again.
They never do 2 years in a row. They did 2 years in a row.
Oh. Well, get ready for the Eagles or the Giants on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm pretty much banking on it's gonna be the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. I'm pretty much banking on it.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah.
Well, I got a heartbreaker for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
it's not like yeah.
NFL, you don't have the balls to put the Cowboys and the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. You don't have the balls, NFL, to put the Cowboys and the Chiefs on Thanksgiving.
They will put the Cowboys and Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Listen, if the Cowboys and Chiefs
that's not good for you.
Wait, why not? What's that?
Because that means you're going to have to work on Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm going to have to work on Thanksgiving. We're going to work on Thanksgiving anyway because the Cowboys.
But that means you have to actually try on Thanksgiving. Those other games, we didn't try. We just went through the motions.
Well, I got to do with that. Listen, I'm out here. I want that game on Thanksgiving. Listen, I want that game either on Thanksgiving or I want that game the first game of the season. If it's not going to be first, then you got to put the first game of the season.
With the way it's going, we might not be. I can tell you, we might not be broadcasting on Christmas this year. With the way it's going.
No, that's not happening. Unless, listen. I can fully guarantee the Dallas Mavericks will not be on Christmas Day this year. I can pretty much guarantee you that. so we're good. We're gonna finally have a Christmas off this year, unless the Cowboys will be playing on Christmas. So who knows? So that could possibly.
That won't happen. We got Thanksgiving locked up.
So, but yeah, man. I'm super happy about this deal. The Cowboys needed it. Like I said, the draft went exceedingly well. Looking back on it, they pretty much hit on what they believe they need to hit on, except receiver. But like I said, George Pickens is better than any receiver they could have drafted in the draft. That's just fact. He's better than any receiver they would have drafted in this year's draft by a long shot. So, super happy about this deal. I know guys like what's the dude on 105.3?
Now let me ask you this though: what makes you think that the Chiefs? I think the Chiefs gonna have a bad year this year. I don't think the Chiefs gonna be good. I think we're getting ready to watch the decline of the Chiefs. I think we're getting ready to watch the fall of the Chiefs.
As long as they got number 15, number 15, number 87.
He looked bad. He looked bad. It's almost time for him to retire. He's looking real bad for him.
As long as they got number 15, they always got a chance. Until I see it, I'm not sitting up. I'm not putting no dirt on them. But
I'm speaking on. I'm speaking on it. The demise is coming. The fall of the Chiefs.
Listen. You want the demise of the Chiefs? I keep putting them top 3 in my power ranking. That's where they come from. That's what I'm letting everybody fool you. That's where they come from. He started hating the Chiefs, but I kept putting them top 3 in my power ranking.
Well, it's no secret it's no secret you're a Patrick Mahomes fan. I mean, good Lord.
Listen,
this guy.
Listen,
this guy comes out here and he does this and he does that, and you just find a way to keep him in the top 5 or 2 or 3. And I mean, my Lord.
Patrick Mahomes is top 5 on everything except his average wife. Other than that, other than that, he that's nothing but greatness right there, man. I would trade everything for Patrick Mahomes to be on this football team. But we got Dak Prescott. So we got to go with what we got. Like I said, I like
Rain Dakota Prescott.
Well, listen, ain't no excuses this year. Jared's telling him there's no excuses this year. Hey, I know I didn't give you much last year because basically I wanted Mike McCarthy up out of here. So I didn't really give you guys. I got you paid, but there's no excuses this year. I got you two number 1 receivers. I got you another offensive lineman. You got 3 first-round picks in the offensive line. I rebuilt the running back, the backfield, the running game with a multitude of players. It should be no problems right here. We should be all full force ready to go. I'm gonna agree with what Michael Irvin said. I can't believe that. He was actually focused and looked like he wasn't too jittery or something about anything. Like he had been doing something. I'm agree with the Cowboys should have a top 5 offense legitimately this season. You look at the catch ratings right here. I mean, look at those difficult catches, 50-50 balls. Kind of reminds you of Dez Bryant. There's no shot at CeeDee Lamb. His play is not like this right here. His catch rate is not like this. What CeeDee Lamb like to work is the middle of the field in the slot. But look at this. Just insane catches that we haven't seen here since Dez Bryant. And some people may say Michael Gallup, but man, come on, you disrespect him. People who say Michael Gallup disrespected George Pickens, man. Come on, don't do that. As we looking right here, another one. Just like I said,
I hope his quarterback can deliver the ball like that.
He was average. Listen, George Pickens ain't really played with a great quarterback.
Are these all Russell Wilsons?
I know Russell Wilson passed his prime. He's on. Shout out to. His wife sure did look good at Gator.
This training camp. Oh,
but listen. You look at, like I said, the catch rate is. He can make any catch in the book. You just throw it up there to him. He's a guy that believes if it's 50-50, it's basically 90-10 him. And that's how he plays.
Kendrick,
now.
remember I told you, Kendrick, that Dak needs that type of receiver that can just grab the ball any kind of way.
Yeah. Listen, this is no shot. If Sham's watching, she probably can get mad. Dak is not an accurate quarterback. He's not a guy who can just throw it in there in between the numbers. He's always needs some room for error. And this kind of a player gives him room for error. That he can just throw it up. He can be a little off to the right, or off to the left, or behind him. And a guy like George Pickens can make him look good. And that's when you bring him in. You look at this catch, look at this. Unbelievable balance, leverage. Just can make any play on the ball you need. These go routes, back shoulder fades, right here. We talked about the Dez comparison. He can make all those right there. We talked about the big time red zone threat he is. Throwing the fade balls, the 50-50 balls. See it right here.
Oh.
Look at there. Just great balance, great concentration. Just can make insane catches. And a guy who can run after the catch also. Like I said, I'm gonna be
okay. See, we want big plays. Is what 12 gauge shotty want. 12 gauge shotty said, I want to go downfield. Look at this. Look, this 12 gauge. This tells me 12 gauge shotty wants to put the ball in the air and go downfield. There ain't gonna be no more of this conservative go and curl and come back and look for the ball. It's gonna be some go. We got some go routes.
And I'm here for all that.
That's what we got going on here. That's what 12 gauge Shotty wants to do.
Like we said, we talked about that. The you can't every possession go 12 plays, 80 yards.
Look at this. Look at that.
That's not possible in the NFL. You got to have guys that can have big plays. Having him, having Blue, still having You got to take this thing over the top, Kendrick. You got to throw that ball over the top. You can't keep throwing all these short routes and think you're gonna win games. Cavante Turpin having at least 3 guys now on the field that can take the top off the defense. It's gonna spread the defense out, make it more explosive, make it more and really make it more balanced. You look at it, like I said, he's a great deep ball receiver. Look at that. Yeah, I guess it's still 0-0 up in Winnipeg, and right now, update, OKC Thunder up 76-43, in this game. Look like that. It's in the second quarter. They're now up 78-43. Look like this game's going to get tied. Going back to Denver. Denver looked like they've gotten what they wanted. They got a split, but yeah, that thing getting ugly up there.
Dak could throw a go route if his life depended on it. I don't necessarily.
Oh no, Dak. Listen, hold on. No, that's not true. Dak can throw go routes. But like I said, he's not an accurate quarterback. But with this guy, he doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be. He can be a little off. This guy makes difficult catches.
It's not that. It's the problem that sometimes he won't sometimes he won't throw you the ball unless you're like completely open. It's like just throw it.
Yep.
Just throw it.
He ain't really necessarily had guys can get open also. Get open also. All right, listen, great catch right there we saw. Tough catch. Like I said, you got two in my opinion, you got two number one receivers. Like we said, the more trusted one is going to be CeeDee Lamb, but the talent-wise, George Pickens don't take a second seat, a back seat to nobody. He don't take a back seat to anybody as far as athletic ability and talent on the field. And like I said, this is the best possible. He gave up a third. Now some people like Brian Brothers are sitting peeing in their pants because they gave up a third and a fifth. Listen, you're trying to do something. You took a year off last year. And what was right to this fact? The window's not that open for the Cowboys. So you need to try to win the Super Bowl. You need to try to win the Super Bowl.
Ain't no the Cowboys just need to get it to the NFC Championship game. It's Super Bowl or bust now.
Yeah, you need to try to win the Super Bowl. You're not trying to say draft. This is why I agree with his. Now, usually I'm a fan of Brian Brothers talking about the draft, but right now, draft means nothing. You need to try to win the Super Bowl. You got the highest paid player in the NFL at the quarterback position you're paying right now, in Dak Prescott. You got one of the highest paid receivers.
Oh, I thought Josh Allen was the highest paid. I thought Josh Allen was the highest paid.
Okay, yeah, Josh Allen. But like I said, well, he's one of the highest paid players in the NFL. I think Josh Allen just broke it. You have one of the highest paid receivers. You're about to have one of the highest paid pass rushers. And you're about to, well, you have one of the highest paid corners. He's about to get up out of here, but you're about to replace him and have to pay another highest paid corner in Deron Bland. So the window's getting closed. It's getting shorter. You got to make plays to win the Super Bowl. Not trying just to get to the playoffs. Not trying just to win games. It's about trying to win the Super Bowl. Listen, Jerry got put on notice, and the Cowboys franchise got put on notice. They now have the longest streak without getting to the NFC Championship. They have the longest streak without getting to the NFC Championship. When the Commanders went to the NFC Championship game last season, now the Cowboys have the longest
Giants
streak.
Giants won 2 Super Bowls.
The Cowboys have now the longest streak in the NFC of not getting to the NFC Championship game. They have not gotten us since 1992. Washington had the longest not getting to the NFC Championship game since 1991. I mean, yeah, 1996. The Commanders had the longest streak, not getting there since 1991. But now you have the longest streak. So now,
what up, LeVar? We talking about us going for it. We talking about us going 17-0 next season. Now we got George Pickens.
So now you
don't listen to Kendrick. He's a hater.
Oh.
He don't believe. He don't even believe. He don't even believe the Dallas Wings are going 44-0.
I don't believe that either. So we'll agree upon that. But
I saw the schedule. It's easy work.
Okay. But listen. It's about trying to win the Super Bowl. It's about trying to at least get to the NFC Championship game. This team took a step back. It took a willing step back last season because we were there. We saw that faithful game on January in early January of 2024 here in against Green Bay. Well, basically Jerry saw it and said, "Nah, we can't win no more with this guy. Mike McCarthy's got to be up out there. We're just not going to pay him for a whole year, just to sit on there." But Jerry just did the bare minimum last year. Now he's back today. We're trying to win the Super Bowl. What? But now.
Oh, I'm hurt.
I'll do it well. Well, Michael, you almost did that when you talked about your contract. Somebody, I'll take $20 million. No, your agent did that. Your agent did it. It's about taking $20 million. But yeah, it's about trying to win the Super Bowl.
What's your broke ass?
Took a big step. They took a big step in that direction. I'm not sitting up there saying they're the favorites. You still got the Eagles to deal with, Commanders in your own division. That's in your division. I think the 49ers going to take a step back. I think in the NFC South, I still like the Bucks. I think my wild card is the Lions. Now, what they do, how their offense looks since their head coach is in Chicago, since the offensive coordinator is in Chicago. We'll see how that goes, but there's opportunities to do something this year. It's just your biggest threat, Walt, may be in your own division with Philly and Washington.
More Washington than Philly.
Where's
this Washington team is bulked up, man.
Yeah, they have bulked up. That's true. They have bulked up. But I can't count out Philly. They still got. Listen, that defense they got. Jesus,
that's great. But Philly's not gonna repeat and go. Philly's not a team that can repeat and go back to the.
That front seven they got on defense. Jesus, in this young.
They're not a team that can repeat and go back to the Super Bowl. They don't have that in them.
Well, we'll see. But the division I think is going to be the toughest for the Cowboys. I think there's still ways to make as far as outside of it, but there's opportunities there for the Cowboys for sure. To make some noise this year to win 10, 11 games. But yeah, those divisional games are going to be fun this year. They're going to be big. And also, listen, the Giants, they improved themselves. Also, they're not winning nothing, not doing nothing, but they're going to sneak up on a team in the division once or twice this season. So the division game is going to be awesome this year.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I know so. I know.
Oh, you know so.
Okay. I know so. Okay. Just listen to me, man. I'll show you the way. I'll show. Just call me Moses. I ain't part in the word C, but I can part. But hey, I can read the season. I can read the NFL.
Oh, okay. Okay. I feel like the Cowboys finally did something. Every time Stephen Jones opened his mouth and says that we're good at a position or we don't need to do such and such, every time that happens, I don't know if it's Jerry come behind and say, yeah, don't listen to that because they make a move. They said the same thing about Amari Cooper. The year that they got Amari Cooper, Steven was adamant that you didn't need a number one receiver in today's NFL. And then by week 6 or 7, they traded for Amari Cooper.
They let you know having money don't make you smart. But listen, Jerry alliterated that. This team's gonna make a couple trades. This team's gonna do some couple things in the trade department. I didn't know it was gonna be this, but They're gonna do a
He
couple
warned
things.
you. He said he was working on some trades at the draft. He told you.
But hey, good for him. Listen, he's going for it, and people can talk about whether the player is this or that. Listen, he's trying to go for it. He took a year off last season, not taking 2. He's trying to compete. He's trying to compete for the Super Bowl. He's trying to get to the NFC Championship game. He's trying to make some waves, and this is the way to do it. The Cowboys had a good draft. They had a great draft, in my opinion. Most of all the reports had them either high A's, or maybe a couple B's. There was no C's or anything. Or
Yeah, they got an A. I saw a couple A pluses, a couple A minuses.
So they had a great draft by expert standards, and now getting this guy, I would like them still to do something as far as the defensive the cornerback spot. And I hear me out.
Oh, we are about to cut Trevon Diggs.
But I'm not. Okay, that's not doing something. That just. But I'm trying. I'm trying. Listen, like I said, I know the guy you talk about. The guy from East Carolina. I still don't know if he's gonna be ready when the season starts. I still think I'm like I said, I'm listening to the guys like I'm listening to guys out there. Listen, don't rule out a Stephon Gilmore reunion just for a bridge between that. I would love that. I would love a Gilly reunion. I would love it. I'm all for it. To me, wasn't no problem with him. As far as there, like I say, he's old in the tooth, but listen, just to be a steady hand out there, I'm all for it.
I don't get why you guys don't understand this. Why man? I don't get why you guys keep wanting to break up with people and then bring them back. You wanted Amari Cooper back. Now you want Gilly back.
Yeah.
No, leave it where it's at.
Yeah.
We got Deron Bland. We don't need all that.
You listen. He gonna cover one more wide receiver, fool. You got. Listen. You do know this league is about throwing the ball. Most teams now.
We just drafted the corner. We just drafted the quarterback.
Let me school you in on something. Most good teams now in this league in the NFL have 3 wide receivers. So you know what? You gotta have a lot of good corners out there.
We only got 2. So
who?
George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. That's it.
Well, some teams got 3.
Oh, I forgot what you say. We got the fastest man. We got the fastest man in the NFL, right?
Well, we do got the fastest man in the NFL. But you gotta have corners, man.
Stop it.
You got to have. There's a lot of people saying that.
Who said that?
Listen, a lot of notarized people are saying that he's the fastest man in the NFL. It just is what it is,
right,
man.
He's so that fast, he can't.
Just go.
He's so that fast, he can barely get you some returns, but that's fine.
Hey, I listen. We saw that return. We saw how he just broke away from people. I'm just saying. I mean, even get him out of pass, he even faster. But you got to have corners. This is a passing league. This league now built on passes, built on points. So you got to have corners to be able to shut these guys down. And we saw last season. We can talk about the Cowboys getting destroyed in the running game all we want last season. They did. They did get wiped out, but they also got wiped out in the passing game also. It was a lot we saw early in the season. It was a lot of big chunk plays. We remember that New Orleans Saints game. I mean, it made Derek Carr look like a Hall of Famer. The game after that, I mean, making guys just getting big chunk plays on them. So, like I said, the defense gotta have some work to do. But like I said before, I like to draft them getting the pass rusher. The Cowboys are getting back to what they want to do. That's rush the passer. But like I said before, you got to have corners to be able to shut down these receivers. If you look at Washington, they got Scary Terry and Debo, right? Debo Samuel. You look at Philly, and their receiving core. You got to have guys to be able to cover those guys. To me, on the team, the only weak spot the Cowboys have is still defensive tackle. Hopefully, still worry about Mozzie Smith. Can he make that transition to being a number one, a first round legitimate top pick, and also cornerback. Like I said, what's caused hurt. We don't know if the rookie's gonna be back for the start of the season. You got Deron Bland, and that's basically it. So you need some insurance. You need a bridge gap, and if it's just for a few games with Gilly, listen, just get you some protection, some that you can have, so you're not starting off the season in a quandary where you're talking about, whoa, man, I didn't see this coming. Make sure you get all your bases covered because, like I said, we're trying to win the Super Bowl this year. We're trying to do whatever we can to win the Super Bowl this year.
Right. So all in all, this was a good trade to you.
Good trade. I give the trade an A. I give the trade an A. You're getting a guy who needs to prove something. He's on a contract here, so he's gonna be on his best behavior. I think.
Is he?
Well, I hope so. If he's not, he's on a contract here. You might be seeing him get traded again if he can before the season ends. But I think he's gonna be on his best behavior. I think this is the best quarterback he will play with, bar none. Doing his span in the league. I think the opportunity is gonna be there. I like the trade. I give the trade an A. Now CeeDee Lamb finally has that other guy on the other side, where he doesn't see doubles and triple teams. Remember, late in the game, late in the season, he was getting triple teamed at some. While we watched the game, we talked about it. Look back at the game. And sometimes he was getting triple teamed out there because nobody had respect for anybody else out there. And now you have a guy out there that now CeeDee Lamb's going to get at least.
Jay Tuck says that the Cowboys sacrificed Mike McCarthy just to get George Pickens.
I'll take that. Listen. Listen. This is my last thing on Mike McCarthy.
They gave up a third rounder. What was it? Third and 7 or third and 6?
Third and 5th.
Oh, third and 5th. Okay.
Listen, my last thing. Listen, the Cowboys were done with Mike McCarthy. That was a throwaway season last year. We all knew it.
Clearly.
Listen. If they wanted Mike McCarthy here, they would have did things like this in the last year's offseason. They didn't. They had no future with Mike. They were done with it. But Jerry wasn't going to pay him wasn't going to fire him so he could just pay him to sit on the couch. Last season, he made him suffer it out.
Jerry Jones would never fire a coach to sit on the couch.
Yeah, he made him suffer it out until Mike McCarthy just left, and then the Cowboys were proven right. Listen, all you guys were sitting up and talking about, well, he did him wrong. Well, he had just as much time to get the job at New Orleans as Kellen Moore did. Kellen Moore beat him out for the job.
Here you go. This is what we've been hearing. They gave up too much.
Bro, they gave up a third and a pick swap. All right. And listen, if the Cowboys do,
I'm glad you said that because I'm getting tired of people acting like you find gems in the third and in the fifth round. You don't.
Listen, let me tell you guys something. For all you Brian Brothers out there, if the Cowboys do what they're supposed to do, like Bobby Belt said,
they're taking Brothers.
Like Bobby Belt said, if the Cowboys do what they want to do, that third round pick will basically be a fourth round pick because it's gonna be a late third round pick. I listen. You're trying to win the Super Bowl. The Cowboys. People don't understand how short the Cowboys window really is. You got to get this done in the next two years. If you don't, man, I never get it done.
What are you drafting in the third round that's better than George Pickens right
now?
What
are you drafting in the third round that's better than George Pickens? What are you drafting?
What are you drafting in the fifth round that's better than George Pickens? Shador Sanders?
He was a third day guy. But listen, I said it just a few minutes ago. George Pickens is better than any wide receiver you would have drafted in the draft this year. Anyone, including Tate McMillan. And I like Tate McMillan out of Arizona. I wanted him here. Carolina jumped up to 8th to pick him, but he's better than any wide receiver you would have taken in this draft. Any of them. So the Cowboys went for. You can't be worried about draft picks, man. What do you want to do? You want to worry about the draft? Teams that worry about the draft all the time are usually teams that don't win a lot. And the Cowboys are trying to win. They took a year off. They're trying to make some noise this season.
Yeah, that's it. All right, man. So before we get out of here real quick, so you got the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys going 17-0. What about you now?
I got the Cowboys winning 11 to 12 games this year.
Oh, 11, 12 games? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't believe that we could just beat everybody, huh?
Well,
we know that we had to get them a loss to your Chiefs, your Kansas City Chiefs.
Listen, I told you the schedule. I told you how the schedule looks. The 5th toughest schedule in the NFL. 3rd toughest percentage-wise. It's 10 playoff teams next season, including Chiefs, Vikings, Bears, Packers. I mean, and then the AFC West, where you got the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Raiders. So yeah, listen, I like Golden too. He ain't better than George Pickens. he ain't better than George Pickens. I like Golden too. I just took him too. He ain't better than George Pickens. George Pickens.
Well, of course, Saturday we're gonna be. I think me and Tobias are scheduled to be live from the CPC.
Y'all may have to do that show yourself. I still may be doing something. It's my mom's birthday. It's gotten bigger than I thought.
It's taking a mind of its own.
Yeah, I just wanted a few people. My God, you explode to a damn family union.
It's taking a mind of its own.
So it may be just you and Tobias getting that done for our fan base out there. We love you guys. We appreciate you out there. Without you, there's no us. Keep the support, man. We keep it 9-8. 9-8. If it goes 9-8, then you might be looking for another head coach.
No, that's not happening. He can't. He got a 5-year deal. He'll be here for a while.
Oh yeah,
Jerry Jones
okay.
ain't fired him.
Yeah.
He is not getting fired. He's not getting fired for at least 3 years at max.
Hold on. If you go 9-8, you may see the end of Dak Prescott. You may get traded.
Yeah, that's who's next on the chop block. It ain't gonna be Schottenheimer. That's who's next.
He may get traded.
This is Dak Prescott's 3rd coach.
He may get traded this year. If he's sitting up with a 9-8 record and no playoffs. So
yeah, they gonna say, look here, man, we done gave you 3 head coaches. I mean, my Lord, we done changed defensive coordinator. I mean, offensive coordinators and everything.
All these receivers you done had through here. Man, hold on, man. We done made you one of the top 3 highest paid players. Hold on, man. What you doing? What are you doing right now?
And we'll be back next Wednesday when the schedule is released.
Schedule is released.
We'll go down each game, and I'm going to tell you how the Cowboys are going to be 17-0.
Listen, I'm predicting, book it. I'm gonna put 10 toes deep on it. The Chiefs game will be Thanksgiving. The first game of the season at Philadelphia
on a Thursday night.
Yeah, Cowboy will be the Cowboys game. They will play that Thursday night game at Philadelphia, the first game of the season.
Oh, so the Cowboys opening up on the road then, because know it's got to be Philly. Philly's got to be at home.
Yeah, and that Detroit Lions game will be early. Will be an early Monday night football game. So we see Troy Buck for that one.
Oh, last time they played on a Monday night football setting, Jimmy Johnson got involved. We won a football game. Maybe we need to go back. Jimmy Johnson night.
Yo, you can't do that. You can't keep repeating that.
Got a little help from the referee. Got a little help from the referees that night.
It done went shit in the shakers ever since. That game. I mean, good Lord. You want to talk about the football guys. But yeah, that's my prediction.
We went on a streak where we didn't win a game after that game.
Hold on, what was our home record?
I can't remember. After that game, we didn't win a game for almost a year.
Yeah,
almost a whole season.
2 games at home last season. I think
we didn't win another home game. We didn't win another home game for almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year. I said, "Oh boy, it's so like things just change out. It's so how things just change out." But man, listen, I'm once again super pumped about this deal. Wasn't expecting George Pickens. I'm all here for it. Listen, the Steelers thought, hey, they didn't want him no more. I'll take him. The Cowboys got a history of receivers with, let's just say, problems. It goes back. Listen, and this ain't Jerry's first rodeo with a quote unquote diva receiver. You make the Michael Irvin.
Oh, don't worry. With George Pickens supposed to be here on Thursday, he's gonna get rid of his rights.
Listen,
oh, trust me, he's gonna get rid of his rights. Trust me.
People act like, boy, how you gonna listen? Jerry done had this before. Michael Irvin, Albert Harper, Dez Bryant, a little bit of Cena. So he done been through this. Boy, he having that so-called
Terrell Owens,
T.O. He having that so-called demonstrative
Greg Hardy,
Pac-Man
Jones,
over aggressive
Charles Haley,
a player. Listen, I ain't worried about that with Jerry. With Jerry, since he's been here, he been able to get that kind of play and to the utmost be able to handle that type of player. So I'm not worried about that. Other guys outside the organization may be worried about that, who don't cover the Cowboys, who just like to talk for clickbait on national airways, because that's basically what they all about.
That's fired at somebody.
But people who actually cover the Cowboys like us and other folks not worried about that with Jerry. He know how to handle those type of players. They usually work out for him. And if they don't, it usually doesn't work out for that player anywhere else. So.
All right, man. So we'll be back. We'll be back Saturday night. But until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Always do what's best for business. If we don't see you around, then we'll see you around live Saturday night when the Wings take on somebody. I don't even know who they're playing against.
The Toyota Antelopes.
Oh,
yeah, the Toyota Antelopes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
man, you get to see the Toyota Antelopes, man.
We're going to see the Antelopes on Saturday night. Oh, what a thrill! What a thrill!
Before we go, I got one thing to say, man. In the words of our newly required receiver, George Pickens. Tell this right now. Listen, whether you're
good,
and these are the words I always think about, Walt. Things I think you can tell your children about this. Words you can take in any genre of your life, work, family life, whatever. Happy or sad, mad or glad, just always remember, you're always effing open. Take us home, Walt. Take us home.
Yeah, and just remember that when you shoot for the stars and you only reach the clouds, just remember you're still 10 feet taller than everybody else.
Who cares about that, man?
I wish you guys nothing but best. The ceiling is the roof.